In this video, we're looking at surds in equation. And for each of these two equations and then the example on the right, we're going to leave our answer as a surd. So let's start with the first one. X squared plus 23 equals 28. So to solve this, I need to get x squared on its own. So I'm going to take away 23 from both sides. And if I do that, we're going to be left with x squared on the left-hand side is equal to 5. Now, to remove the squared, we've got to do the opposite, which is square rooting. So I am going to square root both sides. That will leave me on the left with x. And on the right, I'm leaving it as a surd, so it's going to be root 5. But remember also to have the plus or minus. So x is equal to plus or minus root 5. Let's look at the second example. So I'm going to move the minus 1 by adding 1 to both sides. And that means I'm going to get 3y squared is equal to 21. Now I need to get rid of the 3. Now remember that's multiplying with the y squared, and I need to do the opposite to move it. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So that's going to leave me with y squared is equal to 7. To remove the squared, to get y on its own, I need to square root both sides. So that's going to leave me with y on the left. And then I'm leaving it as a surd, so I'm going to have root 7. And when you square root something, you get a plus and a minus. So the answer is y equals plus or minus root 7. In the third example, we have a right angle triangle where we know two sides, and we've been asked to work out the third. So this is good. We're going to use Pythagoras to solve this. So we're going to have c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Now, c is the hypotenuse. In this case, that's the z, what we're trying to work out. And a and b are our two short sides. So 3 squared plus 5 squared. Now, I'm going to try and work out that right-hand side. And BODMAS tells me I must do the squaring first. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Plus 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. Again, let's write out z squared. 9 plus 25 is 34. Now, to get rid of the squared from the z, we need to square root both sides. And that means I'm going to have 34. I'm going to square root it. Remember the plus or minus. Now, this is different to the two equations because we're dealing with a measurement here. And measurements aren't negative. Well, not for a length anyway. So we can say as z has to be greater than 0, our z here is positive root 34 centimeters.